This is your 5 minute countdown. Get yourself a cup of tea. We're going to be going live in 5 minutes. Can't wait to see you in a bit. This is This is your countdown. Get a nice cup of tea, get comfy. We're going to be going live in 5 minutes. Can't wait to see you in a bit.
Hello, Dave. I couldn't quite hear you then.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was mumbling. You know, my dad always says that I mumble. But I'm saying we're so excited. Aren't we excited to be with them all?
Yes, I'm so excited.
And the observant amongst you will notice that there's something a bit different about Boris this week from last week. Has anyone spotted it? What's different, Boris?
Dave, you fixed my head.
Yes, we've fixed Boris's head, which is so good. We're so pleased to see you moving again, Boris, because you had like about a week and a bit where you just couldn't really move your head, could you?
It was really painful.
Yeah, well, we're really, really glad that you're back with us, moving and just back on full Boris form. Well, we're so excited that you're with us, and we see that some of you guys have been having an amazing week. Over in England, I know you've been celebrating VE Day, and I know that that might be something that, if you're here in America, you might be going, what's that? Well, it was just really interesting to see a whole lot of street parties. You're out and about with bunting, kind of little flags, and you're celebrating social distancing, but celebrating with your neighbours. And that was so wonderful to see, wasn't it, Boris?
Yes, it was amazing to see.
It was so good. It was so good. And in fact, we've got some pictures, not just of that, but in fact, we haven't got any pictures of that. Some of you sent some pictures of that, but we're not showing those. We are showing a couple of Borises. You guys have made a couple of Borises. So we've got someone from Priory School. Yes, exactly. Some friends for you, Boris.
I'm so excited to see them.
Yeah, we're so excited. We really enjoyed seeing them. So from Priory School and also from Maple Cross Primary School. So have a look at these pictures right now. Aren't they fantastic? What do you think about those Borises?
Wow. I like them both. They're amazing.
They are amazing. They're really, really great. They look so good. And so if you'd like to make a Boris, you know, you've got some experts now, you've got some little ideas of what you could do. But I think these guys, they use like some big boxes. And what a great activity in this time of being at home, isn't it, Boris?
Yeah, exciting.
Really, really good. So these guys were super creative. They tagged us in on Twitter at HeartSmartSCH, at HeartSmartSCH, and that's how we saw it. So thank you so much for that. But do you know, you can also now, we've got a brand new feature, haven't we, on our website, Boris?
Yes, it's really easy now to send photos and videos to me.
It's so much easier, so much easier. All you have to do is, if you go on www.heartsmart.family, which I think you've probably been on if you're watching this film, and then you just do a /upload, and then you can see there's a little form. You can just write your name and a little 10-second video. You can just upload a 10-second video or an image, and then we can feature you on next week's show. Wouldn't that be great?
Whee!
Be so good. So yeah, so www.heartsmart.family, then /upload. There's actually another way you can do it as well. You can actually do the same thing, www.heartsmart.family /live, and then you can watch this show live from that website rather than going on YouTube. And then if you click down at the bottom, there's a little thing that says upload a video. Now, I don't know if you've been doing TikToks or if you've been watching TikToks, these little kind of 10-second films, but that's about as much as you can send. If you try and send in like a minute-long film, what will happen, Boris?
It will get stuck and it won't work.
It will.
And Dave, I think there's a problem with my head.
There's not a problem with your head again. Are you joking?
If you listen carefully, you'll hear some clicks.
Oh, I do. I hear some clicks, Boris. Oh dear.
I can't turn it.
Oh,
It's stuck.
It's stuck. Well, at least you're stuck looking at me. That's good, isn't it? It looks like we've got some more work to do. Looks like we've got some more work to do this week, doesn't it, Boris?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Would it help if I just did a little bit like that? Does that help a little bit? Does that help?
Ow, I'm feeling a lot better.
Oh, is it? Well, I'm glad it's feeling a bit better. Well, I'm sorry it looks like we've still got some stuff to do. But anyway, if you want to send in anything that you've been up to this week, in this next week, we would love to see it, because we don't want this show to be all about us, do we, Boris?
No, too much selfie isn't healthy.
Too much selfie isn't healthy. We want it to be about you. We want to be featuring you guys, and we know that you're up to some really creative stuff. So take a photo of it, take a little 10-second video, maybe even just a little selfie video, and send it in to us. www.heartsmart.family /upload, and we would love to feature your content. That would be so fun. It'd be so fun. That's our heart for this show. Well, Boris, apart from your head not really working, and I'm sorry about that because we did work really hard on that this week, but we'll work on that a bit more. How are you doing? I forgot to ask you.
Well, Dave, to be honest, I'm pretty angry.
Oh my goodness, why are you angry?
The oil. You took the oil.
I can't believe you're talking about this again. Are you talking about the oil that I took, your oil I took and I used on my lawnmower? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, my oil from my head that makes it turn. You took it, and that's probably now why my head doesn't work.
I don't think that's why your head doesn't work. So something happened in this last week. I took some of Boris's oil and I used it for my lawnmower, made the lawnmower work great, and I came back and I should have asked Boris. Now, did I say sorry about that, Boris?
Yes, you did.
I did say sorry, and then did I say sorry again?
Yes.
And then did I say sorry? I think I said sorry a third time in that day, did I?
I was counting, I think, about 8 times.
I definitely said sorry, I know that. And then did I get you some more oil?
Yes, you did.
And it was even better oil than the oil you had before.
It was really, really good oil.
So why are you still cross then?
I don't know. Just finding it hard not to be cross.
Oh, bless you, boys. That can be hard, can't it? When someone does something to us, we can get so stuck in it, can't we? We can be like, we're going to hold on to it, can't we?
Yeah.
And we've got a phrase, and we're going to talk about this phrase right now. It's don't hold on to what's wrong. Don't hold on to what's wrong. Now, you know, when someone does something to us and it hurts, we want to hold on to it. I want to get even. We can kind of feel angry about it. But you know what? No offense, Boris, but we're not robots. It can't be that we just suddenly are just totally fine. Sometimes it does take a bit of time for us to be able to process our sad feelings, for us to kind of get into a place of knowing how we feel. So I think the phrase could be, don't hold on to what's wrong for too long. I think sometimes you can hold on for something for too long. And I think, if you don't mind me saying, Boris, I think you've been holding on to this for a bit too long. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right, Dave. It's hard even for robots.
It is hard even for robots. But you've got a big heart, Boris. You've got a big heart. I think I want to show you a little illustration now. I've got a watering can here, seeing as we're in your shed, Boris. And you know, there's so many great things that happen to us every day. Sometimes we can see that, sometimes we don't. But it's like we're a cup, and all these great things happen to us every day. And it's just like, oh, look at that! We just get filled up with some great stuff, and it's beautiful water. Do you mind if I have a quick drink? Oh, that looks good, doesn't it, Boris?
Yeah, that looks great.
But the thing is, sometimes if we hold on to what's wrong, if we just keep thinking about that wrong thing, I don't know if you probably can't see in here, but it's like we've just held on to something. And what happens is all these great things happen to us in the day, and do you know what? It just like that thing that's gone wrong, we just can't quite let it go. And well, does that look like you want to drink that, Boris?
Yuck. That looks like the oil
That does look like
that
the
came
oil.
out of my head.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? That looks pretty disgusting. Do you know, that's what it looks like when we keep holding on to what's wrong. And sometimes people say to me, well, how long is too long? How long is too long? And I think it depends on what happened, you know? Depends on what it is that went wrong. But I think a really good guideline is that when we put our head on that pillow to go to sleep at night, or however we sleep, it's probably a great idea to, around about that time, to just decide, I'm not going to hold on to anything wrong for any longer, because I want to be able to move into the next day with a cup that's just full of great stuff. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, that really does make sense now you say it like that, Dave.
Yeah, do you think...
Thank you.
No, well, thank you, Boris. Do you think you'll be able to, at some point, let go of this thing that I did, which I've said sorry for about 8 times?
Yeah, I'm going to let go of it right now.
Oh, isn't he amazing?
I forgive you, Dave.
Oh, thank you, Boris. You're so kind. He's such a lovely robot, isn't he? Isn't that amazing? Do you know what? Forgiveness is it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to do. It's an easy thing to talk about. It's easy to do what I just did. It's actually a really hard thing to do. I think it can be one of the hardest things to do. But when we do it, we get a pure heart, and a pure heart is a strong heart, and that means that we're able to make much braver choices into the future, because we're all going to face challenges in life. We're all going to find things that are hard to do. And I don't know about you, but one of these is not going to lead us very well for the future, but one of these is going to mean that we can keep embracing all the challenges for the future that keep coming in our way, which is absolutely great. So hey, I just want to make sure that we've just said, just in case you're just tuning in just now, I want to make sure that you really know that we want to feature your content. We want to feature your content next week, don't we, Boris?
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they're going to send in.
Yeah, we really can't wait. And I think we had some great content sent in to us this week. It's from a girl called Melody. She's 10 years old. She lives in California. And she was looking at all the things, because on a couple of weeks ago, we talked about a thing called Don't forget to let love in, and she did a craft on that, a very creative craft on that explores about how all the different things kind of that can come in our head, all the different thoughts, and sometimes we can hold on to the wrong thought. So let's have a little look at Melody's craft that she sent in this week. This is Melody from California, and she thought she'd write down all the things, all these different thoughts that are in her head on a mirror. So that's why we could see her as well. We thought it was very creative. So she wrote down here, I'm just going to read out some of the words so you can see them. My legs are fat, or I'm a terrible friend. You can see some of these aren't great thoughts, but sometimes that's what happens, isn't it? Sometimes we have thoughts in our head that aren't quite as happy as some of our other thoughts, and that's part of the job we have to do. We have to figure out what are the thoughts we're going to let in and what are the ones that aren't. This is a better one. I am loved. Just writing another one. What is that? I have 2 ears. I have 2 ears. My legs help me walk. So some of this stuff is true, or the facts. Some of it is just opinions. Some of the opinions aren't good opinions. So you can do this. You just get a pen and you make sure you can wipe off the pen and just have a go on the mirror. That way you can see yourself, and you can also have some fun kind of being able to write and wipe off. Just make sure that the pen does wipe off and you've got permission of the person using the mirror. So also she's written, my nose is big and also my senses work. And now she can see she's letting some things in and she's crossing something out, and that looks really, really great. Some of the stuff she's crossing out. My nose is big, her nose is big. There we can see she's got a lovely nose. My legs are fat. My legs help me walk. Well, there's one good thing about your legs there, and that is that they help you walk. It's really great. So there you go. Wow, that was an incredible craft. Did you like that craft, Boris?
I loved it. It was so creative.
It was so creative, wasn't it? How's your head feeling? Is it still a
Hey,
bit
what's
sore?
this? What's this?
Oh my goodness, Boris! I
I
can't
think something
believe it.
happened.
Do you think it was?
When I forgave you,
No.
I felt different.
That's amazing. Isn't that incredible? Do you know what? It's forgiveness can just be can seem like a little thing, but it's made a big difference to you, hasn't it, Boris?
Oh, it really has. I feel so much looser, lighter.
That is amazing, Boris. That is just so incredible. Do you know? We think that sometimes as a forgiveness is a gift for someone else, but do you know what, Boris? Forgiveness is a gift for us. It actually helps us. It helps keep our heart strong and maybe even our neck a little bit more fluid, doesn't it?
Wow, I didn't realise how stressed I was and tense, holding all of that stuff inside.
That's amazing, Boris. Wow, that's so good to see. Isn't that incredible? Well, Melody, we want to say thank you so much to you. We thought that was an absolutely brilliant craft and just incredible to see how all those different thoughts and how there's some things you should let in and some things you shouldn't. And what a creative thing to do it on a mirror. I mean, a piece of paper is great, but a mirror, that was very, very creative. So we're going to send you, of course, a Boris the Robot book in the post and or in the mail, depending on which country you live in. But we're going to send one to you, and that's what we do to anyone that we feature. We're going to make sure that we send you a Boris the Robot book because it's a pretty good book, isn't it, Boris?
I'm a little bit biased, but it is my favourite book.
It's such a good book, so good. So, well, we're coming pretty much to the end of our show. Just in case you haven't really heard what we think is a very clear message, we want to feature your content. So, if you're a school teacher watching this, or you're a parent watching this, encourage the children that you look after to get creating some content and just a 10-second video maximum, or perhaps just a few pictures that we can feature, and then we can give you a Boris the Robot book. We can always get in touch with you so that we can make sure that we give you a Boris the Robot book. But we really want to feature you. So yeah, so just go to www.heartsmart.family and then /upload, and then you'll be able to upload that little film, 10 seconds max, and then we'll be able to feature it on next week's show, which will be great, won't it, Boris?
Yes, Dave, what's happening on next week's show? I can't wait.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, first of all, before we go on to that, because that's how we do our sign-off, we're going to say a goodbye from us. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been great seeing them, hasn't it, Boris? Goodbye from us.
So good. Goodbye, everyone.
Okay, so coming up in next week's show, we have got a whole lot of stuff. We've got, as we said, we want to feature your hands. So what can you do? What creative thing can you do? Could this be your hands right here? Also, you could just take a photo of some of the stuff, interesting stuff we've been up to this week, like these guys who made their own Boris the Robot. Some of them even taking Boris for a little walk, which we thought was really great. And also, we'll be looking at the Heart Smart value, fake is a mistake. See you next week.